Welcome to the Obsessed or Not Interested podcast. I am your host, Mindy Wenderquario, and I'm a small town go-to girl next door who is obsessed with helping others see more for themselves so they can thrive in all areas of life. I love researching all the things like wellness, mindset, relationships, you name it. If I'm obsessed with it, I get hyper-focused on it and I research the crap out of it, and then I share it with you. If those are things that you're also obsessed with, then keep listening and let's become new best friends. I have so much to talk to you guys about. First of all, it's been like 2 months where I took a break during the summer to be present, especially towards the end of the summer, to be present with my kids during summer break. And then so much has happened since then. And today I'm going to talk to you about some news that I received 14 days ago that literally was like insane. You guys will not believe what I'm about to tell you. So I'm in my sauna right now. I'm not recording this on some fancy mic like usual. There's no video. I'm just in my sauna, just got done reading my Bible, doing my morning routine, doing my hyper-focused journal, and I just wanted to talk to you like friend to friend. Okay, so first of all, I can't even tell, I'll have to catch you up a different time. Let's just focus on what happened 2 weeks ago because that's what you guys probably want to hear about. For the last 15 years, I have been part of a company named Beachbody. Most of you know that. I've talked about it on the podcast many times. And I started as a Beachbody coach when I was 24 years old as a new mom. And so the reason I got involved with Beachbody is because I was feeling, and you guys probably heard me talk about this before, I was working 50 hours a week. I didn't feel like myself. I was unhealthy. I was insecure. I was stressed, unhappy, like all the things, right? As a brand new mom, having to leave my son Lane for 50 hours a week. And the one time I came home and this moment in time was like burned in my brain. I came home and I was so filled with joy to see my son, right? And then look one way, stack of bills on the table, look the other way, and there is the clock that says I have 1 hour till his bedtime. I was like, cool. This is not the life I want. And so that's the night that I was like, you know what? I need to change my life. And so I drew the line in the sand and that's not when I joined Beachbody, but that's when I started like making myself a priority, as in like getting my workouts in, eating better, drinking water, doing a morning routine. And I started to research information and facts on that, how that changes your mindset, your morning routine and certain things you can do, like everything I always talk about that's in my hyper-focused journal, affirmations, gratitude, setting goals, working from a to-do list, reading personal growth, like all of the things that I always talk to you guys about and that are in the journal that I created, right? So I started doing that and I started feeling better. And also with my workouts, I started feeling really good. So I then wanted just like more accountability. So I went online and I started following people that also did these workouts. I ended up finding out that there's actually an opportunity. And now, mind you, you guys know how I am. I'm a bully, even to you guys, friend to friend, right? All my best friends, I treat you guys like my best friend. So feel lucky or maybe not lucky, but I'm a bully. When I love something, I can't keep it. I'm like, you have to try this. You have to do this. So I had friends, one of my best friends since forever, and her sister, Amber Gunville, but it's Amber Bai, and Ashley Sunquist. I was like, you guys would love this workout. Come over. And I lived in an 800 or 900 square foot home at that time. And we had this crappy garage unattached from our house. So I had my husband at the time clean that up for me and put a TV out there so we could all do our workouts out there because I need people to try it. So I'd have people come over. This is before I was a coach, right? That we called it the Bring It Gym because like P90X, you guys remember P90X or Insanity, or these are the workouts we were falling in love with. And especially for me, Turbo Jam and Turbo Fire and Turbo Kick. Anyway, so I'd invite my friends over and we called it the Bring It Gym and we all work out together after work and it was just really fun. Okay, so I found out that there's an opportunity where like, wait, I'm already telling everybody about this and bullying my friends to use these programs and now I could make extra money doing this and I could build a community of people like I'm doing. So I basically could do what I'm doing on a bigger scale and actually earn some money doing it. Heck yeah. So just like with affiliate, it's basically it is similar to is affiliate marketing, right? Word of mouth, like network marketing, affiliate marketing, all of that stuff. So I was very insecure. I was like, I'm not a fitness professional. Okay. I don't have like this big before and after because I've always been naturally more thin, but thin doesn't make, and for those of you who are thin, you get it. Thin doesn't make you fit. Right? So I didn't have this awesome transformation. I didn't have this big before and after. I wasn't a fitness professional. And the people that were in this company at the time were those things, or they were like network marketers. I had no business background. I didn't know anything. But there was just, God was telling me after that moment that I walked in the house that I needed something different and I need to do things differently if I want to support my family and I wanted something to be changed. Okay, so I'm like, I'm scared to freaking death, but I'm going to do this anyway. So I did. And long story short, I took off with this thing because, again, everyone was doing things different than me, but I came in doing things different. I'm from a super small town, so I didn't have this huge network of people in my community, and I didn't have the time. I was working and I had a baby. I did it all from my big clunky desktop computer, and I did it all from my house in a small town in Upper Michigan. And I took off. And I remember early on, I was like only a couple months into the business, and corporate was calling me and they were just like, what are you doing? Speak on our national call. I was like, dude, no. I remember trying to speak publicly when I was in high school and my face turned beet red and I'd rather take the F. Like, this is not me. But another thing God put on my heart is that I'm in this, and this is something that I still to this day and have been for 15 years writing on top of my goal sheet. You guys may have heard me say this before, but I set out every single day to help as many people as I possibly can without expecting anything in return. And God put it on my heart when I was asked to speak on calls like this, or other teams were asking me to train their coaches, and the network wanted me to speak on stage at Summit and all these things. That was all out of my comfort zone, dude. But listen, I knew that my goal was to help people. So I knew it wasn't about me, and it was about me sharing what I'm doing that's working, so us collectively as a whole could help change lives. Because I was watching this change my life, and I was watching this change the lives of people around me. I was like, this could help make an impact for so many other people if I just share. I don't know if what I'm doing is right or wrong or in between, right? But this is what I'm doing that's working. Why not share it? I'm an open book. I mean, obviously you guys know that if you follow and subscribe to this podcast. I'm definitely an open book. So long story short, over that 15 years, I literally believed so deeply in this company. I believe so deeply in this mission. And I can't even, I mean, anybody who knows me, I practice what I preach. I cannot tell you guys to use something. I wouldn't tell my best friend. I wouldn't tell you guys. You guys are my friends. I don't tell my friends on social media. I will not share something unless I physically use it, believe in it, and I think it could serve you. And so I really believed in the mission, and the CEO of this company, I believed in him. I remember one of my friends that we both joined around the same time, and we both became some of the top coaches in distributors in this network over 15 years. And we, top earners, top distributors, whatever, top teams. Her and I used to go travel together and stuff. We say, well, as long as Carl's behind this, we're fine. We're fine. Well, things have taken a turn. Okay. So yes, I've built a team and a community of 50,000 people, all of us with the same mission at one point. And I was one of the top earners and one of the top coaches. I reached the top rank in this company. And the thing is, guys, if I can do it, anyone can do it, because the only reason I was able to do it is because I really believed in it. I really believed in it. And by the way, I still believe in these products. I still believe in the work. Like I'm still doing the workouts right now. I'm going to leave this sauna and I'm going to go up and do my workout. I mean, literally. Actually, probably I'm going to have to bring the kids to school because I'm recording this now. So I'm not going to do my workout till after school drop up, but you get the point. I believe in it. And so the last couple of years, though, things have felt off. I had been asked to be a part of something called CAB, the Coach Advisory Board. And I'm not going to say what happened during those things. There's lots of things that happen. But in those meetings, what I realized is that we don't really have a say anymore. Like there's something that shifted. You know what I mean? Have you ever been in a relationship and you could just feel like something's different? There's a disconnect, like something's shifted. I don't feel that same confidence as I once had. And so I was like, oh, maybe it's just because, I'm a Disney freak. So I'm going to use this analogy. Like if I went to Disney World and I was like, I love Magic Kingdom and it's, oh my God, it's so amazing. And then I took the tour to go on, they have underground tunnels and you could do tours of that. And I've never done it. And I'm a Disney freak. And you guys get me. I've never done it because I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't know that I want to know. Especially don't want my kids to know. I want them to make that, like it's such a big deal. I want them to get older and make that decision themselves. I'm not making it for them. So to me, I'm like, well, maybe it's just like I went under the tunnels and Mickey took his head off, his costume off. This is so funny. So many analogies for you today. So buckle up. So anyway, so I'm like, maybe that's why. Maybe it's not really, maybe it's just like I wasn't meant to be on CAB and I just am not the person because of my belief and all that stuff. Maybe I'm not the person to be on CAB and get in behind the scenes look into all the things. Let me take a drink. Hang on. Okay. It's hot in here, 120 degrees. On that, there were so many things. And it was just so obvious, though, to me that there was a shift and that maybe the network, which is us coaches or partners, if you're new, BODi, it's now called BODi instead of Beachbody, and they're called partners instead of coaches. But dude, I'm old school. I'm going to call it Beachbody coaching. Okay. And I was just like thinking to myself, I don't think that we're the priority. And he used to, like, the CEO used to say, we're the priority. And it just, something changed. There was a decision made in those meetings that I cannot say, but there was a decision made to almost compete against the network, like create something new that would be a competitor of us, but like they would own it. Like the CEO would be owner of that. I'm like, we were like, we had to go, usually it's X amount of meetings. We had to go to double amount of meetings on that term. I was on that CAB for 2 years. And I had to go to double amount of meetings because this was a decision, right? That we were all supposed to, quote unquote, help make. We didn't help make this. I realized that our voices were there to be tried to get on board so we could help tell the network, this is great. Because that's what we were getting told. None of us bought it. None of us bought it at all. We were like, wait, what? No, we're not dumb. But we're getting used car salesmen all over and over and over. This is great. This is for us. I'm Peter. I'm Paul. I'm not da-da-da-da. I'm like, I can't. You guys probably don't even know. But anyways, you get what I'm saying. It gave me the ick. And so from that point on, I also was going through a divorce. So I kind of took my foot off the gas for a little bit. I had my hands on the steering wheel, right? I kept nurturing my team and celebrating my team. I kept helping my clients, but I just wasn't really building as much anymore unless somebody came to me. But I wasn't like, hey, you would be really like looking for people who I thought would fit in our community and our team that we had built. I wasn't really doing that. I was just nurturing the things that I had built over years and years. And I was going through a divorce and stuff. I just was like, once I get through this, I'll be better and I can build again and I'll be over what I've heard on CAB. That really didn't quite happen for me as soon as I thought it would, because then COVID happened right after my divorce, and then busyness with all of that, and then just busyness because I started other businesses. Like obviously you guys know I have my Airbnb, or maybe you don't know, but this was before all of this. I built a home 6 miles from Disney World in Reunion to have for my family to host my retreats at for my team. I would take the top leaders in my team and I'd go take them to a retreat at my house by Disney. And so I built that. That's another stream of income. I created masterminds with my best friend and business partner, Tara. We host those quarterly, where it's like small group coaching. If you want to do digital marketing, affiliate marketing, network marketing, we just help you in a mastermind develop certain things to help you succeed and like kind of launch, like take off. It's like kind of like a mastermind for beginners in business. So we have the hyper focused mastermind. I have digital courses like the foundation course. You've heard me talk about that. And then obviously my physical product. I have my hyper focused journal. So I was kind of busy, and then my podcast, this right here. So I was kind of busy doing that. And then obviously you guys know, and maybe you don't, but I had a house fire on December 1st, 2022. So it's just like one thing after another, right? It's like the cab thing, then divorce and trying to pick up my life, put it back together after that. And then COVID, trying to get back our lives back to all of us back together after that. And then a house fire, and then rebuilding. We literally lost everything. Go to episode, I think 2 or 3 on this podcast if you want to hear about our house fire and all of that. And now finally we just moved into our brand new house after rebuilding, living in a 3-bedroom cottage with 7 people. And now we finally moved into our dream house. We got to rebuild, start over. And so I just dove back into coaching with BODi. I started developing an amazing group called Rise. And I was just filling that up. And I felt so passionate because I was getting back into serving my people and serving people who just wanted, and it wasn't just workouts. Rise was something bigger for me. It was movement, meal plans, like gut health, hormone health meal plans. That's what we created in Rise, or we have in Rise. It's currently still running and it will continue to run. Morning routines, like all of this stuff, mindset work. It was so much more. It was kind of like combining all of the things that I was doing into one group, not just workouts. And I felt Tara and I teamed up, my best friend Tara and I teamed up, and we were running that, and it was going amazing. I was adding people to my team again. We were doing trainings, we were doing Rise, we were doing all these things, all focused on things that we were experiencing, like gut issues, or like the workouts I was doing when I was 35 or 30s or 20s ain't working anymore. And if you guys want to hear more about that whole situation, Tara and I did a podcast on that about fitness. I had Dr. Melissa Vandermissen on here about hormone health. And so you could see that's kind of where I was going because of where my life was and how I was feeling. And finally, I was able to create something that I was excited about and wanted to like dive into. And so that's where I was. Okay. Now you've brought up to speed, and my team numbers were up, and my morale was up. My team was succeeding. It was amazing. But like I said, since that CAB meeting, there had been growing pains through the company, not just with me, but team wide. There was growing pains, like company wide. There was growing pains. So we were told by the CEO and by corporate that there was going to have to be some reconstruction, some changes made, and that was made as of January 1st, 2024. They told us October 2023 that these changes were coming, and it was for the better of the community, or the company, and it better for the network, and this is what has to happen so we can continue to grow. And they brought out some top leaders to LA to sell them on this idea so then they could be the front of the whole network saying, we believe in this. We agree with what they're saying. This is what's best for us. And now I realize, not to be like spoiler alert, but we were being manipulated. We were being lied to. And that's just my opinion. But the writing's on the frickin' wall. You guys can form your own opinion. So the changes were made January 1st, and all of us top leaders bought in to this. This is the good for the network. This is what's going to make us be able to go years and years and years down the road. This is what we have to do. And so then we would sell that idea to the network and to our huge teams. And we believed it. We were like, yeah, there's ups and downs in business. This is true. There's ups and downs in every freaking business, right? You got to roll with the punches, baby. And that's going to be true for any business you're in. I don't care what your business you're in. And I'll tell you why I believe this happened. Pretty much know it happened. And so this will help you when deciding, if you ever do decide to get into a network marketing company, because I teach on this. You guys know this. I host masterclasses and help people with multiple streams of income. I teach what affiliate marketing is and how to do that, what digital marketing is and how to do that, and then network marketing and how to do that. I mean, I built a multiple 7-figure income with network marketing. And I wasn't in, some people, well, you were a founding coach. No, I wasn't. Well, you got in early. No, I was past the startup phase. I mean, it was 15 years ago, but Beachbody's been going on for a long, long time. Okay. I wasn't one of the first. I wasn't on a good spot. So it's like, none of that matters. These are lives we like to buy into, to tell ourselves, or that people on the internet try to put out there to support their belief as to maybe why they weren't successful at it. That's just my 2 cents. That's just my opinion. Okay. So where was I? Somebody help me. Okay. So they were telling us, and we had to tell our teams. And so throughout this year, 2024, we were really just preaching all this stuff to our team and to the network. And it looked like things were getting squared away, like things were working out, and like people were building and numbers were up, at least on my team. And like one of my business partners and one of my really good friends, when comparing notes, it's like things were happening. Things were good. We're turning the ship around. And now, mind you, just I just want to share this part. We are somebody who are all about mission. I've been to Beachbody headquarters many times, and all over, I'm talking like in the ceiling, on the walls, on everyone's desk, their mission statement was all over, like helping people live healthy and fulfilling lives. I believe I should remember this, but you guys don't care about that. But they were so dedicated to the mission of ending the trend of obesity, to helping people live healthy and fulfilling lives, whether that's financially, health-wise. And they would preach, especially the CEO, we are not a quick fix company. We are not a magic pill company. Our priority is the network, you guys, and just all of this stuff from day one, 15 years. Okay. And I believed it. And I think it was true. I do think it was true. I think over a period of time, I don't know when it was, that person lost, this is my opinion, but that person lost their way. And that's just my opinion. Okay. So all of this stuff is happening. And then I am laying in bed, and I'm going to tell you more little God winks, maybe in a part 2, or maybe I'll do it on this one. Who knows? I have nothing written down. I'm just talking to you friend to friend. Like if we were out having a glass of wine and you were like, what happened? This is what I would tell you. So Monday or Sunday night, this was 2 weeks ago on Sunday, I was laying in bed and I had a pit in my stomach, and it's something that I had been feeling. You know, obviously I created other streams of income. I've done my own things. Like I started to really, my brand started to turn to helping women with gut health. And, obviously, since you guys know my story about Lily, if you've subscribed to this podcast, I talk about her a lot, but my story with Lily is in one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes, one of the first episodes. But when I found out Lily was diagnosed with autism, just so you know, if you're new here, I literally changed our entire lives, like non-toxic, no cleaning, no chemicals, no laundry, like nothing. We stripped our house away from all chemicals, our food away from not like non-toxic things, and, all the things, organic. And we had to put Lily on a gluten and dairy-free diet. I share that all in that episode. But, so our lives completely changed 11 years ago. And this is what I've been sharing, Lily's journey, and created a blog on helping people how to do this. And I've been preaching this for years. She's 12. She was diagnosed at 15. Somebody do the math for me. Okay. So for a long time, I've been sharing this, and I wanted to bring that to a group, like I said, with Rise, to help people learn more about that and how important it is. What goes on your body goes in your body. Like what you put in matters, what you put on matters, what's around your environment matters. And my friends all make fun of me because now my throat closes, I say, when I go to places. I'm like, oh my God, I smell fabric softener. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? And I'm like, my throat's closing because I am chemically sensitive now because I had to remove them for the most part. I'm not perfect, dude. You guys know that. But like I've removed them from my life for so long that Lily, my family's chemically sensitive. So, okay. So let's get back to Sunday night. So Joey, my husband, is rubbing my back, and I had a pit in my stomach. And as I said, there were signs coming, and I was kind of ignoring them, kind of paying attention, but didn't say anything. I hold things in. I'm not somebody who's very reactive when it comes to certain things. I'm like, I'm going to keep this in, see if it's Maybe it's not from God. Maybe this is just the devil trying to bring me down. I've talked to you about that before. We don't have to listen to every thought that comes to mind. But I'm like, you have to have discernment and decide, is this from God? Because, like I didn't know. And so I'm laying in bed and I had a pit in my stomach, and Joey asked me what was wrong when he was rubbing my back. And I was like, oh. And he's like, he knows that I don't like to just share like my feelings all the time. I go, I think I'm depressed. And he thought I was kidding. He laughed, because I hope you guys know that it wasn't offensive to me at all. It's just that I'm not a depressed person. So he's like, wait, what? Are you serious? I was like, yeah. And he's like, why? And I took a deep breath, and it was very hard for me to speak the words out loud because I had never spoken them before. But I said, I don't know about my career anymore. Like, I don't know about things with BODi and Beachbody. I don't know, is this not meant for me anymore? But I just felt so tied to it and tethered to it because of the community and the team that I built. And these people joined me. You know what I mean? Yes, they joined as Beachbody coaches or body partners, but like they came on because of me and trusting me and joining my team and my community. And it's like, you feel such an obligation and a responsibility to these people. This is what's been the hardest part, which I'll get to that in a second. And so it was hard for me to say those words out loud to him. And he's like, oh no, it's fine. Everything's fine. He's just a very positive person. But like that, and that was really the end of the conversation. Just me being unsure of what I'm doing next or where my life's going or all of that regarding my career. And so the next day I'm in the shower and my phone starts blowing up. And I grab my phone, and Facebook must have been open before I got in the shower. And I open up, and there's my news feed's open, and there's a message on there, like a status update that said, Beachbody friends, I'm so sorry. And I was like, what does that mean? But I knew what it meant, because there had been some other companies that have run their businesses in the ground for making bad business decisions as well. I won't say names, but those companies had done that. I think it was one this year, maybe one last year. And so I kind of knew what that meant. And then there was an article from like the stock market people. I don't know who wrote it or whatever, that people were sending me. And it said, Beachbody is now moving from the model that they were doing or whatever to an affiliate model. Which, what does that mean? An affiliate model means that people can still get commission from somebody using their link. So if you send somebody your link, if I'm like, oh, I love this protein powder, and I send you my link, you use my link, I get a kickback. That's what affiliate marketing is. And that's what they're moving into. But what did that mean for people that have built these huge, huge teams of thousands and thousands of people? This was their livelihood. So a lot of the top coaches, their husband and wife work their businesses together. So both incomes just deleting from their life, you know what I mean? And all the clients we had, I'm like, what does this mean for everybody? And what it meant is that as of January 1st, that the CEO has made the decision, the company made the decision that we will be wiped clean from all our work, all our income, our coaches, our community, our clients, everything. And he will take all that for himself. We won't get anything. We don't get our customers staying with us. Like, let's just say we wanted to go on with the affiliate model. We don't keep our coaches. We don't keep our customers. We have to start all over from square one, and our income's just gone as of January 1st. So I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I can't believe this is happening, but also God had been giving me signs, I feel like. And I was kind of moving in a different direction as well. But in the moment, there was I felt a lot of responsibility in that moment, even though it wasn't my decision to make, even though I didn't play a role in that. Business decisions for the last 5+ years that were horrible, that had brought us to this place. And that wasn't me, right? I didn't have control. I was on cab, but my voice didn't matter. Our voices didn't matter, in my opinion. They didn't care. And so what that meant for me is that I feel responsible. So I'm like, called my husband in the bathroom, told him that. I'm like, I am so sorry. Can you just hang out with the kids? So this is around dinner time. Can you hang out with the kids? So I'm going to be on the phone all night long, which I was. I'm talking to my leaders, who this is their livelihood, and leaders within my downline, this team that I built, and trying to just talk to them and help them and serve them any way I can and be that leader and that person, because they're looking for me for guidance. And I'm just as mad as they are and upset as they are. But mostly I put my feelings on the back burner and focused on my team and my community I built. And then obviously after that happened, and that night, I literally went in my closet because my daughter Lily hates when I'm upset. So I locked the bathroom door, went in my closet, and I just cried. And why was I crying? Was I crying out of fear? Was I crying because this anger and bitterness? No, dude. I was crying because I joined this mission and partnered with this mission that I truly believed in, and I bled for this company. Like I said, I didn't want to speak on stages, but I did it anyway to train the network. When I'd create a huge training series for my team, I'd open it up to the network because I just wanted us to succeed, because I believed so deeply in what I was doing. And I loved it. I freaking loved it. So why was I crying? Why was I bawling? Because I was grieving a loss. I was grieving a loss and grateful, so grateful for the 15 freaking years that I had the honor and ability to do what I did, to do something I love, to create this amazing community, to earn a huge income where I could donate to other people, give back, serve other people, help friends and family, do all these things. Memories with my children that I got to quit my full-time job to be a stay-at-home mom or a work-from-home mom to raise my babies. I never missed a game. I never missed a school play. I never missed anything because of this opportunity, and it gave me that. So I was so grateful, but also grieving and reflecting back on 15 years, because I grew up with this company. I grew up with a lot of the people on my team. They watched when Lily was born. They watched when I went through her getting diagnosed with autism. They watched me go and reach the highest rank in the company and all of these things. We all kind of grew up together, and then we're a family. And even not on my team, like the other top leaders in this company, we're all friends. It's not like we were competitors. We were friends, like friends. So it just was like, all of that stripped away in one Facebook status update that I read. I was like, oh my gosh. And that's just what I felt in the moment. That all obviously grieving after a couple days, like everyone else was just like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And fear-based thinking or like jumping to the next thing, that's just not me. It's just not me. I'm grieving what was and reflecting back on what was. And maybe that isn't the best decision, a business decision. It was probably not the best business decision because a lot of my people were like wanting to be that way and react. And maybe out of fear, maybe out of like FOMO, seeing other people do X, Y, and Z. And I'm just sitting here thinking, reflecting, grieving, and then I have to research. Because here's what the analogy I want to give you, okay? It's like that you're in a relationship, a marriage, let's say. You're in a marriage and things are so great at the beginning, but then you fall into, after about 10, 15 years, you start to fall into like a funk. Or probably leading up to those 10, 15 years, it doesn't happen overnight, right? It slowly goes down. There's disconnection. Things aren't great anymore. You don't know. They don't know. Whatever. This is getting a little deep. Just hear me out. So you're in this marriage and you just are like, I am loyal. I will do whatever it takes. I will work my butt off to make this happen and make this work. And the other person is kind of like, yeah, okay. Blowing smoke, say, yeah, me too. But they're not, their actions aren't matching their words. But you just are like, okay, so you stay because you're thinking about how things were. And when the glory days, when things were amazing. And so you start reading the books and start doing things and like wanted to schedule date nights. And the other person's like, yeah, okay, I'll come. Yeah, but not really, not into it. And you're like, let's go to couples counseling. And the other person's like, nah, I don't want to go to couples counseling. We're fine. Everything's amazing. We're fine. And you just like go to counseling yourself. You're doing all the things right to make this amazing and to fix the relationship and make it last long term. And then all of a sudden you're served with divorce papers. And that's what I felt like, that I had worked so hard for so long. And then the CEO handed me divorce papers saying, it's not your decision anymore. I'm ending this for you. That's how it felt. With that said, when that moment, let's just imagine us in that moment of that relationship, you're grieving what was, you're depressed, you're like, I'll never love again. And that's where I was. So all these people loving again and just saying, oh, I got divorced on Monday and on Tuesday, I'm married to this new place. Okay, let's just keep going with the analogy. Bear with me. And I know this is a bad analogy. Please don't come at me in the DMs. This is just the best way I can explain it. I know it's different, okay? I know it's a job, not a marriage, okay? Please don't come at me. But that's how it really felt. I'm telling you. And then watching all these other people, I'm like, wait, they're divorced too? And they're okay? And they're just jumping to this place? And that they're okay with that? And their teams are okay with that? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. And so what I did though, is because I am a businesswoman, right? I'm a human, but I also am a businesswoman. So I had to put my businesswoman hat on and I started to research, which you guys know, that's my thing. I'm a frickin' researcher. I go down rabbit holes, sometimes till 3 a.m. And so that's what I started doing. I couldn't sleep anyway. I couldn't frickin' sleep. So I picked my top 5 to 10 companies that I could see myself at, like see myself aligning with, because you know me, I cannot do well at something unless I fully believe 100% in the mission and in the products. And it's no one's cutting corners, no one's all the things. And so I narrowed it down then to 3, because then I started to look into other things, not just the mission driven, not just amazing products, not something that like clicks with my brand, right? And what I'm all about and aligns with me. But I wanted to know that I'm getting into a company that is not like the company I had just gotten out of, right? Red flags. What were the red flags with the past company? They went public. They had private equity companies backing them. They didn't at the beginning, but that was a decision that was made around the time when I said things started to go downhill. That's one of the reasons I believe, in my opinion, that made the company go downhill. And it's pretty, like if you did any research on this or whatever, talk to any business experts, anybody would tell you that, but I just have to say it's my opinion because I don't want anyone to come at me. Okay. So I wanted to make sure that the company that I aligned myself with for myself and my team, and that I'm putting my name behind, was no plans of going public. I'm not going down that road again like Beachbody did. I don't want them to be backed by private equity companies. I want, there's just certain important details that matter. And also I wanted to know like how stable the company is, and my risk tolerance is different than other people's, right? And so I just didn't want to take a risk of a company that I hadn't tried the products of yet, and that not one person has tried products from them yet. I don't care. This is just my opinion. I don't care. I want everyone to succeed, and I love everyone. And a lot of my best friends went to companies that I was considering, by the way. But how I came to my decision is the point, is that I couldn't back something where I hadn't tried the products and that nobody else had either. I'm like, wait, what? And that there was another company that was super stable, but I just didn't click. Like there was a disconnect. I didn't click. I don't know. And just so you know, I got on the phone, I did all this research, and CEOs were reaching out to me and wanted to get on the phone with me. People from corporate of other companies wanted to get on the phone with me. So I really had to not let that noise weigh into my decision. And I'm not going to say from who or what companies, but I was offered contracts. And I just want to put that out there, that I was offered contracts from a couple companies, and I told them I didn't want to see them. I didn't want that to play a role in my decision. And at the end of the day, I ended up declining, because I wanted my decision to be not because somebody says, well, we'll pay you to come here if you bring your team, you know what I mean? Because then it would just cloud my decision. You know what I'm saying? And then also like my risk tolerance. I'm 40 years old now, and I don't know that I want to get involved in a company that hasn't even started. You know what I mean? And that might be an amazing company, by the way. I'll never kick myself for the decision though, because I can always just jump in 2-3 years from now or whatever if I wanted to, or be an affiliate or whatever. But it wasn't a place that I felt comfortable committing to with my huge team and putting my name behind. But there was one company that stood out to me. And I'm just going to share because I've been very vague, because I wanted to tell everyone the story. So not just be like, oh, this is where I am now. I jumped ship. Nothing mattered. Like, I want you guys to hear my heart. That is so not what it was at all. I didn't jump in. It took me forever. And I'm sure all these companies were so annoyed with me because I'm like, they're calling me. I'm on multiple phone calls throughout the whole week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever it was. And finally came to the decision where I took all the information from my top 3 companies. I laid it out to God and I said, I surrender this to you. I want you to decide what the next step should be. And if people agree with me, like my community, great. And if they don't, I can help them because of my knowledge from this research. I can help them align themselves with the company that is right for them. Okay. And so I surrendered it to God. And then all of a sudden, one night, I just was like, I told my husband, I know what I'm going to do. Like, I'm positive, like with certainty. I wasn't indecisive, and I was prior to that. But like I had this overwhelming feeling of peace and certainty in the decision. And so this company I aligned with because right when I talked to the CEO, I felt such a connection to her because of her struggles with fertility. And not that I've had struggles with fertility, but you could just hear it in her voice. The reason why, the mission behind this company is that she really cares because of struggles that she has gone through. And she wants to help other women, not just people going through fertility, but people with cancer diagnosis, people, girls now having their periods before, like sooner than you would ever believe, and having fertility issues down the road. And why is all of that stuff happening? Because of environmental toxins, what goes on in and around. Guys, this is what I've been preaching for how many years? Since Lily was diagnosed. So speaking to her and hearing that, I mean, I was crying talking to her on the phone. I just felt so aligned with the mission of this company. And they have skincare. You guys know I'm all about like non-toxic skincare and non-toxic cleaning supplies. And obviously, you guys know they have something called a routine where it's like electrolytes first in the morning, collagen, pure marine collagen, not like just crappy collagen, like pure marine collagen. Just so many, like a morning supplement. They have a triple boost protein thing that has blue spirulina and hormone support. Everything is to support hormones, and that's good for men and women, by the way. And I don't want to throw Joey under the bus, but even with him, I'm so tired all the time. And so we had to get his hormones checked. This is not just a woman thing. This is your children thing. This is a 20-year-old who's thinking about having children thing. This is somebody trying to have children and fertility. This is somebody going through perimenopause. So if you're over 35, somebody going through menopause, this is literally across the board for everybody. And I felt so connected in this that I can really make a difference. I can really serve my people and make an impact. And God has been telling me since I went to this conference called Kingdom Impact, and God spoke to me there and said, he gave me these words. And he said, massive transformation, massive impact. And then the words on the screen said, kingdom impact. And so it was kind of like, oh, so I'm going to help people have massive transformation, and it's going to make a massive impact. So then we can have kingdom impact. And I was like, this is what he's been leading me to. I have all the signs, me preaching all the things that I've been preaching over the last couple years, and morning routine, and how I'm electrolytes before coffee and collagen. And I like use all this stuff and do all this stuff. And all their products are third party tested. So anyways, I could go on and on with all the God winks, but like how I was just developing Rise to go down this path for like hormone health and gut health and all of this stuff and how I've been on my podcast. You can go look back when these episodes dropped, but I've been on my podcast, like preaching this stuff. I don't know. It just felt like I have no fear. I have no anxiety. And I haven't since the moment I found out. It was grieving and sadness, but no anxiety. Sorry, I'm getting out of my sauna. So anyways, I feel very at peace and very excited. And when I told my community, my team, I told my top leaders first, and then I did a call for my team, and they were, all of us are just like, this is #duh. I'm like, I know, why didn't I see it? Why didn't I see this? So anyways, so that's where we're at right now. That's the story. Those are my thoughts. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing a call tomorrow, and where I'm going to break down more about all this stuff. Not really about the decision, because you guys don't need to hear that again, but just about why I align with this company and why I believe in these products, and like just more information about all that. So the link to that will be in the show notes, but also just shoot me a message at Mindy Wender on Instagram, or look me up on Facebook, and I will either get you the link for that call, or I can also send you the recording of it. But I would love to have you jump on there just to learn more, to see what we're up to. Otherwise, if you're just here because you're like, I wanted the tea, totally get that. Totally get that. So now now that I've broken the seal and I've got this podcast episode up, I might as well keep going. So probably once a week, every Tuesday, I'll drop a new episode. So yeah, I'll talk to you next week. Seriously, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Obsessed or Not Interested podcast. I love connecting with you on social media. So if you guys want, please shoot me a DM at either our podcast Instagram, which is at Obsessed or Not Interested, or even my personal Instagram, which is at Mindy Wender. I check them both, so either is fine. Oh, and truly, if this has helped you even 1%, if you could do me a huge solid and leave me a rating and review, that would mean the world to me. When you guys do that, here's why I really love it. It's because it helps the podcast be able to reach more women who want and need this. So truly, that is like the best compliment you could ever give me, is just leaving ratings and reviews for this podcast. Anything that I talked about in today's episode, any links or resources, you will find that in the show notes. Thank you for listening to today. Can't wait to chat more in the DMs, and don't forget to tune in next Tuesday.